I'm going to talk today about I would wanted to say social media, about digital communication and the independence of using texting and emailing. So that's the two methods that I'm really focusing on today. So emailing and texting. Um, Reason I'm focusing on those is because it gets to be a lot when we go and covered social media too. So we're doing it slowly, emailing first, then texting, and how to be independent in that. So, why texting and emailing? Why is this important to talk about and develop tools and develop independence in being able to do these things? Well, today's world is digital. You now get medical appointments scheduled with texting or emailing. You get reminders for things in texting and emailing. And being able to take care of those independently is a very, very important part of being an independent adult or adult life. And even managing communication with other people. Emails are really important. They come through from anyone from relatives, friends, coworkers if you're at a job. So you get really important things in email, and it's like one of the critical things you need to have now to participate out in the world, right? So we're going to talk about that and how we can build independence and how this digital communication and independence helps with inclusion out in society. All right. So, things that we will cover today in the short time that I have are the resources that I have built just for you guys. And these are all brand new, updated, so they are covering it exactly the way it's done. And I'm really excited to get these out for you. I'm gonna take off my closed captions there. Okay, so before we get going, you will get a link to a Google file. This Google folder has all of the resources in it for you. And you can take these and use them. And the purpose of tonight is to learn how to take them and use them and why we have them. Like what are they for? So you will see today's PowerPoint. So the slide presentation that I'm going through, and then you'll see two folders in that Google file. The first one is video models. This has the YouTube links for my videos that I have made for you in that final document there. Then it has the individual videos that you can pull up whenever and use whenever. So the great thing about video modeling with these is it's a video that shows you how to do it, how to open an email, how to reply to an email, how to send an email. And I think I have I don't remember what else I made one for, but those are the main ones I have that show you step by step how to do it. And you can pull up that video link whenever you need and be able to access it. So why the strategy of a video that walks me through it? I can pull it up wherever I am. If I'm struggling with email and I'm out somewhere and I'm like, hey, I don't remember how to do this, but someone taught me how in this video. I can pull it up where I am, watch that video, and do it while I'm watching the video. This is something I started during COVID when I taught young adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities, and I taught them how to use Zoom using these videos. I taught them how to use email using these videos. And that's when parents and families reached out and they were like, hey, this is great because they were doing it themselves. I didn't have to sit next to them, log them into Zoom or log them into their Gmail accounts. Um, so these are they work. They're cool. I mean, I use them for things that I don't know how to do. So you'll see the videos, and then you'll see another file that has something called visual checklists, which we'll look through today. So visual checklists are another strategy that's very effective. It will walk you through step by step, and you can mark off every step as you do it, and it shows you how to do these different skills. So I'll walk you through them and how to do them, and how to use them on your own. All right. So if you have questions at all, pop them in the chat. At the end, I'll take questions and answers, or I'll give questions and answers. Um, and we'll just go through these resources. All right. So let me get back to my slideshow here. The two things that I'm really focusing on today are the use of Gmail. And you might be like, well, why Gmail? That is the number one used email platform out there. So Gmail is the one that's most often Google is most often used in workplaces, unless you're using Outlook. They're most often used in, let me get off those closed captions. Gmail is often used in schools, so it's like the number one email platform. I stick to using the Google Gmail for teaching email because of that reason. Otherwise, I'd have to reach out and do like Hotmail, Outlook, and so I really stick with the email that people highly request. And last year, when I was out in not last year, year before, I was out in Montgomery County at the After All Team program. And that's where I learned that the schools there mainly use Gmail. So I'm sticking to Gmail here. And that's why I focused on that. Okay. So this is an example of a visual checklist. And this is one that I have made on how to open email, how to get into Gmail, how to log into it. You will see on the sides if you're a person that's going to be using this to teach somebody independence, the steps and how to do it. If you're not somebody using it to teach it, you're using it for yourself, I'll show you how to do that tonight. All right, so the steps are there for you, and we will go through them. So this is two different ones for logging into Gmail because there are different ways to get into it. So email, you can either log in through an app or through an internet browser. And the way you do both of them are different. So I have made different videos, or no, I have made different checklists for how to do it through the app and the internet. I only made the video for the internet one because it's similar, just has one less step. So there are different steps for depending on where you're using this. Okay, so if you get the PowerPoint, I have them linked there for you, but I am going to pull them up and walk you through it. So logging in, let me pull it up here. Okay, let's start with logging in from the internet. So I have given you this document that you can print. I highly recommend printing these out, putting it in a clear sheet protector, and putting it in a binder. Then you can pull it out whenever you need it, use a dry erase marker, and mark off all the steps when you're done. Then you can erase the dry eraser and use it over and over and over again. So that's what I recommend when you use these, is to print off PDF or the document, put them in a sheet protector, have a dry erase marker so you can mark off each step. Other people do take pictures of this, have it on their phone, and then they mark off each step with markup on their iPhone or their Android. All right, so I gave you the PDF files and I gave you the Word document if you need to change anything in there. So you can download it into a Word and change things. And you might say like, oh, why do I need to change things? So it depends on you as a person and who you're working with. And if you need something to be a little more clear, we can change it, change the wording. If you maybe need less steps, you can take a certain step out. Like, let's say I know how to get to the internet browser. Take that step out. You can make it shorter. So, the great thing about visual checklists is you can change them up depending on what you need. These are the basic ones that I use, the ones that most often are frequently very effective. However, you can change it if you need to. So, logging into Gmail. What Gmail is it's an email, of course, that you probably are very familiar with. And this is logging into email using the internet browser. So you'll see that this is a document that has these little lines with a statement after it and some pictures. So you have some visuals. So each one of these is a step in how to log into the email. So you start at the top and you work your way down all the way to where it says you have logged into your email. Yay! Hooray! Um, so this walks you through it, and all these pictures next to it show you where you should be clicking with your mouse or where you should be tapping if you're using a touch screen, because that's different. All of the little enters with the finger on it show you when to click the enter, press the enter button on your keyboard. Because it depends. Are you using an iPad or are you using a touch keyboard? Those all depend. So when you go through this, you will see that the first step here, you'll start there. First step is to open an internet browser. I put the two most frequent ones on there. Other people might use Firefox. Some people might use DuckDuckGo, um, whatever else there is for internet browsers. But I put the two most frequently used on there because that's what's out there. So you either choose your Safari, your Google Chrome, you'll look for those icons if you're on, no matter if you're on PC or a Mac, because that makes a difference too. So you'll look for those. Then you open it up. If you need to get in here and say, open an internet browser by clicking on it, you can do that. Or put your mouse on the internet browser and click. Sometimes we have to get a little more detailed with it. I didn't for this one, but you can change that up if you need to. Okay, so you open it up. When you're done with opening that, you check off that line. I did it. We're done. So I'm going to put a big ol' X there or plus whatever you want to do. Circle. Then you go down to the next one. And then you type in the address bar, gmail.com, and you'll see where the address bar is there. It's circled. You'll see how to type it in there. I have it typed in, gmail.com. So you go and do that. Then it says to, once you're there, you're going to type in your email address, and it shows you how to do that. My video goes a little more in depth about how to type in your email and how to end your email, because it has to end with at Gmail or at whatever email address you're using. All right, so you just progress through this visual and it will have you do it. You'll complete it. So you press enter, click next, then you put in your password, right? Click next, and then when you're done with all of these lines, they're all checked off, you have logged into your email. So that is exactly how you log into your email using an internet browser. Pretty simple, right? It makes it very, like, I can do this independently. I can take this out with a sheet protector, mark it all off, and I'm done. Now, when you start using these, it might take more time to get through it. That's okay. You can take it step by step. You can take however long you need to do to work on this. But it's very effective in leading to being able to independently do this. Again, sometimes we might have to say left click on this browser or click on Google Chrome to open it. Click in address bar. Sometimes we'll have to do that. It all depends. So sometimes if you have to make changes to these, that's fine. That's why I gave you the Word document, because it's very individualized. All right, so that is an example of one visual checklist. Now, the videos I made, right here is one example. The video model walks you through, but this will walk you through how to log in, just like that checklist, but it's a little more in depth. It will say things like, um, to make the @ sign, press the shift keyboard on your keyboard while hold it down while pressing 2. So it gives you a little more detail on how to do these things. I'm gonna try play it and see if the sound comes through. Sometimes it doesn't work for me. So you'll see these steps here. All right. All right. So for every video, I give you an introduction saying this video, you're going to learn this. And you'll see my mouse, the pointer is bigger so that you can follow where I'm moving it, where I'm clicking, and you'll see the different steps. So let's look at how to log in to Gmail using an internet browser. Here we go. Gmail to check your email. And first, I do want to also say these do have closed captions. If you're a person that needs it, all you have to do is click the closed captions and it will pop up. I have enabled that so that you can view it with captions. Okay. All right. So here we go. To learn how to log into Gmail to check your email. First, you will need to open an internet browser. To open an internet browser, you will find the internet browser you are using. I am using Google Chrome. So you will click on the icon to open it up. Once opened, you will click into the address bar at the top and type in gmail.com. Once you have it typed in, you will press enter on your keyboard. It will take you to the Gmail sign in page. Once there, if you have a page that looks like this, you will click on the sign in button with your mouse. You will then get a page that looks like this. And it keeps going. For time's sake, I won't play that all, but you'll see it's a lot more detailed. It gives you more details on where to click. It gives you more details on how to make the @ sign. I think I said that one and this one, I can't remember. So it's a lot more detailed. And the great thing about these is if I miss a step or if it's too fast for me, I can go back and put it back to wherever I need to start. So if I need to go back to how to do the gmail.com, I can move back and watch that part. So that's a great thing about these videos is I can watch it over and over and over and over again, and that's totally fine. That's great to do that. So that's how you use those videos. At the end of them, they will say, now you have logged in. This is what it looks like. This is what your inbox will look like. And so that's how you use the video model. Little easier than the checklist, but another great tool you can use. Here's another video I made on how to open an email and how do I know if an email is new or if it's one that's been opened before. So that one does the same thing. It will tell you where to click. So in this email video, you are going to see how to open and read your email. So I am going to, you see in this inbox, I have 2 emails that are brand new. And I know they are new because they are bold. If I have read them, they will look like this. So this is a new email I have not opened up. This was the one that I just opened up and read. So you can see that that's opened and this is new. So I'm going to take my mouse and click on this email here that says appointment. and it will open it for me. There you go. And that's how you open an email. And that's how you know which one's opened and which one's not. Because it's really important to know which one's new, which one's not, right? All right. So I also have, let me go back to my presentation. So I recommend using the videos as much as you can. Save them. You can download them and save them, use them whenever, or you can just have the link somewhere to click on when you need it. Um, Yes. Other things that might be different is if you use a dictation device. Let's say typing is really hard for us, and that's um, something we have to work skills on. But let's say I'm better at speaking things. So I might use Siri to type for me. So you can change these up by saying, hey Siri, take me to gmail.com, or hey Siri, open the Gmail app. That might be changing things up too. So it can be really individualized, which is why I give you the documents the way I do. My watch just went off because I said, hey Siri, of course. It's like I can't open Gmail for you. So if you heard Siri, she thought she was gonna open my Gmail. um The other thing with email that I did not make something for, because I'm still figuring out how to do it. Once I figure something out, I'll like send it to you guys, but I haven't figured out how to do this. Sometimes Gmail and other emails will ask you for something called two-factor authentication. I can't talk today. Two-factor is what I'm going to call it. And it means that they want you to verify that you're a human, not a robot. They want to verify that you are who you say you are. So they either send you a code to scan with your phone or a code in a text message that you have to enter in order to even get into your email. My email at work does it for me like every single day and it drives me crazy. But it's to verify that you are who you are. So I didn't make something for that yet because it varies on what you're using and how you're using it. Because if you're using it in the app on Gmail, sometimes you just have to do a Face ID. It will take your face. If you're using it on the internet, you have to scan a QR code or get a code texted to you. I haven't figured out how to make something for that yet. So that might throw a wrench in some independence, is that verification step. Um, I'll figure something out with that. I got to brainstorm on that one. So that one's coming in the future. Just know you can log in if you like, sometimes with the pass key and all that. But once you get it all set up, you're good to go. All right, here is an example of the one from logging into the Gmail app. You will see it's different. Now, I don't have a video model for this one because it's really hard to screen record on an iPad or iPhone or Android and get your voice in it. And video models have to have a voice in it. Like it has to be effective, it should have a voice to show you where to click. So there is no video model for this because I need to figure out how to do that on an app. So this is a visual checklist that again walks you through how to do it step by step using real pictures. That's another thing to know. When you are using these, the pictures that I have chosen are ones that actually reflect the real thing. So this is what the app looks like. This is what a phone will look like. Probably should have chosen a better picture of that one, but for right now, that's the one there. This is what the sign-in sheet or sign-in form actually looks like. So you'll notice the only thing's really different with the app is it's less steps going through the app because you have to just tap it to open it. You don't have to go to the internet browser. You can just tap the app, open it, type in your email, type in your pass. My dog is knocking on my door. I'm sorry. Type in your password and you're in. So that's simple using an app. If you're on a tablet, iPad, iPhone, or Android, that's how you can do that. All right. So there's no video model for that one because screen recording on a device like that is a little harder. Okay, so that's logging in. Now my dog is talking to me. Okay. All right. Sending an email is a really more complex step. So there's a lot more to it. This is the visual checklist that you will use the same exact way. So using an Gmail to send an email. Let's see if I have that pulled up right there. You'll see that this one's a lot longer because there's more steps. There's also some other things in this one. So I will go through this with you. Let me make it a little bit bigger here. There we go. Okay. So the first step, it tells you where to click on that compose button. If you're on the app, it's a little red compose button most of the time. Then you type in a person's email. There's an example of an email you can type in. So you put it in the to line. It has that written there. All right. Then you go in and you put in a subject. So what are we writing about? In my video model of this, I talk a little more in detail about what should go into that subject line. What are we talking about in this email? Then we type in our message, put in your name as a signature, and you have sent an email after clicking send. So all of that will tell you how to send an email. All right. There is also one for replying to an email. So you open up the email, right? You click reply, you type in your message, put in a signature and click send, and you have replied. So you'll probably be replying to a lot of emails. I know you get email things from um, uh, this organization and any other organization you might be in. So sometimes you might have to like reply saying, hey, I'm coming to that webinar, or I'm coming to this. That's how you would do it. All right, so that's another thing you can use for replying. Okay. What else? The videos, I have the videos for those. You'll see them in this video model. Opening an email is there, replying to an email, and sending an email is there. So all ones you can use for those main email skills. Those are the only skills I focused on because it gets to be a lot with email. For example, how to delete an email. You can make ones on those. How to organize your email inbox. I used to make ones for those. So there's different kinds of skills with email, but those are the most important. Logging in, opening an email, sending an email, and replying. Those are the main skills that really need to be learned for independence with email. The rest come after that. Deleting an email, cleaning out your inbox, all of that comes later. I do have another thing that I did not put in here. Oh, I did put it in here. Okay, it's here. It's in a visual checklist. This right here has other things. This is a visual, it's not really a checklist. This is what I call a visual guide. So this visual guide tells you the different things you can do with an email. You'll see a little box with an arrow. So the arrow that goes to that A next to send, you can use to change your font size, your color. It's a lot more things that you can do with that. If you need to attach a file or a picture, it points to the ones that you would click for that. My dog is like growling. I'm so sorry if you can hear him. So that is one that I gave you because it's really important to know how to attach something sometimes. So some people might be like, I need this picture so I can put it some or do like, I need this or I need a document from you. That's how you would do it. So that's a helpful guide for that. All right. What else with the video models? That's Again, this YouTube links, will link you right to the videos to go into. So you can even just save that document and it will be there for you. They all will link you there. So in this email, there we go. All right. All right. So texting is a little different. Texting has the main skills of starting a text, replying to a text. So the ones that I have created for you mainly are about sending a text message because that's the number one skill we have to do with texting. The ones like deleting a text message or starting a text message group, those are a little different. Those can come after learning to send a text message, right? So the two resources that I have given you for texting are visual checklists. I did not make screen recorded videos for these again because it's harder on the device to do that. I have to figure out how to do that. Um, Work with somebody to figure out how do I record off my phone and get my voice in it and all of that. So someday that will be there. So let's look at these visuals. I have given you different ones depending on if you use an iPhone or an Android because it's different for both of them. It looks different. It depends on the different phones that you have. Hey, come here. Thank you. So I will take any questions that you have or anything else that you would like to go through. That's a little run through of how you use these things. Um, like I said, they're very effective in creating independence. And I've seen students and young adults and adults go from um, not even having an email account to getting an email account and using it independently through using these. So very effective and it can be used whenever you need it. All right. So you'll be getting that link sent to you, and those resources will be there for you. All right, so I will close out because my dog's going wild with any questions that you have.